Greetings, humans. I'm Andre.
And I'm George.
And welcome back to the Windmill full of corpses.
Okay, we have a couple of things to say, and this is going to be a very, very different video from what we usually do. But given what's happening in Ukraine right now, it was increasingly harder to stay silent. Not that we were trying to begin with, but given something like this, you really needed a little bit of time to articulate your thoughts. So that's what we did. And we both want to say a thing or two. And hopefully it can make a difference. So basically what we want to say is a massive no to war. It doesn't make sense. Nobody benefits. I don't believe, of course, it doesn't benefit the people. I don't think it benefits even the people who started it, without giving specific names, although I know who everyone is thinking about. So we will be leaving a bunch of links and stuff in the description below. I haven't done all my research on that yet, so I will, while editing and uploading this video to all of that. The conflict is happening hundreds of kilometers away from me because I'm in Romania, so it's quite close to our borders. It's natural to say we are a little bit stressed. So yeah, we don't have a problem with any of these countries or their people specifically. We reacted to bans from both countries and we thought they were great, and we will keep doing that. We're not boycotting Russia on the metal front or anything. We think this hurts them not as much, but it hurts them too. And we definitely stand with Ukrainian artists in this time and Ukrainian people in general. But given that music is what we feature on this channel, it feels like a necessary thing to spotlight a couple of Ukrainian artists. So we all know the flagship band Ginger, and another few that I personally admire are Ignia, Synoptic, and Stone Jesus. I haven't really listened to Stone Jesus. I've seen Synoptic live, and I've listened to Ignia a fair bit, and they're also doing a pretty decent job of updating everyone with what's happening in the Ukraine and keeping everyone's spirits high. One more thing I want to say is the strength of character that the Ukrainians are showing in this time is beyond admirable. And looking at what's happening there, their president, it's probably the first time in my life that I actually admired a political leader. And I take everything that I see in the media and on the internet with a little bit of grain of salt. But I think it's safe to say that the Ukrainians may have restored my faith in humanity to some degree, that our capacity to come together in a time of crisis, as well as the response that we see around the world. Although we're not really political to understand these things on a detailed level. I think that's about all I had to say. We don't approve of any of this.
Okay, so I guess I'll have at it as well and give my 2 cents. I think it's mainly the first thing to say is kind of what you said as well. There's an invasion in Ukraine. Russia has invaded Ukraine. It's been going on for nearly a week now. I think it's fair to say that everyone around the world is shocked and deeply against this, or at least the vast majority of people. Personally, I've just been trying to process it and thinking if there's anything I can do about it ever since it started. And this video and trying to give whatever information and encouragement or moral support that we can through our platform is the first thing that came to mind. So that's what we're trying to do here. So I actually do already have a list of links where you can donate both money and various items, and I will post it in the description. I of course also want to give shout out to the bands already mentioned by my brother. They're bands I really, really admire, both as artists and as people. They're really tough people. They're really hardworking people. They're really moral and, how should I put this, forthrighteous people. They stand for the real values, and they don't just voice them, they manifest them. You can see that in their art. You can see it in everything they do if you followed them. And those artists are Ginger and Ignia, mainly, as far as I'm concerned, but also other great Ukrainian artists. Yeah, I want to give a massive shout out to Hele from Ignia for their post. They have been constantly updating on their Patreon, which I strongly invite you to check out, giving constant updates of everything that's going on from the location where it's going on for the world to see, both to keep the morale high and to like have everyone be aware of everything. Personally, for me, it's been very, very helpful morally to both stay in contact but stay sane while observing all this stuff. So again, another massive shout out to Ignia. And I want to say I'm also really sorry for the Russian people, because we know what's going on there. We know they don't agree with it. We've seen the protests. We've seen that they're being detained. And personally, every single Russian artist I follow has spoken against this on their social media, as far as I could tell. And here I would like to mention Slaughter to Prevail, Falsy, and Filament mainly. To Ukrainians and to Russians, musicians or not, I believe you're all my friends. I believe you're friends with each other. I believe you don't want this. I know you don't want this. And I know you're doing everything in your power to make it stop. And I want to do the same. That's why I'm here speaking. That's why I've donated. That's why I'll keep helping however I can. And to all our viewers, we strongly advise you to check the links below, and if there's any bit you can give out or any ounce of your time you can spend just to share some information or to block some propaganda, I would personally consider it a favor. No to war, no to death, no to any of this mess. We do not like it. Nobody here likes it. And nobody here wants to keep seeing it happen. So let's hope it comes to an end as swiftly and with as little casualties as possible. That's my statement.
Okay, I think that's all we had to say. It's the first time we ever make any sort of political video, if you can even call it that. Let us know of some Ukrainian artists.
Yeah,
I'd love to know. And drop them in the comment sections. And if you have anything to add that you think is necessary to be said, leave that in the comment section. I think that's it.
Yeah. So I don't.
Thanks for listening to us. I hope this can make a little bit of a difference.
I believe enjoyed isn't the right word here, but if you agree with this video, then we'd greatly appreciate the likes and shares. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe with bells.
So yeah, thank you. You appreciated your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill for more enjoyable stays very soon.
Of course, yeah.